for you, when you and your team look at those 10,000 applicants or submissions or decks or whatever it may be, what is it that makes the 1% stand out and the ones you want to have meetings for it? Like what catches your eye?
Well, it's not like a one size fits all kind of thing. So on our website, rippleventures.com, we're very transparent what we're looking for, what our thesis is, the areas we focus on, the stage at which we invest in. So first you got to filter yourself out from that if you know that it's not within our sweet spot. Once that sort of happens and it does mark a lot of the boxes for where we care to invest, you usually have an associate and maybe a partner join the first intro call. And that's really just to get to know the team. But the two most important things that we care about when meeting with a company, if it meets all the criteria for where we invest and sort of the stage and timing, is who are the people dedicating their lives to building this and what's the problem they're solving. We don't care what the solution looks like. We don't care so much about the technology and the product per se at the stage that we're investing. We want to know that people could build the product, but we really care about the problem that they're solving. And once that validation is done, then we really get into the nitty gritty of like how they're going to solve it. You know, how they're thinking about building their first MVP, how they're thinking about the team it's going to take to build this and the cost it's going to take to build it, like getting into that sort of hypothesis discussions. And then whether or not there's a deal to be had for us to be a partner for this. Because like I said, from the very early, part of this podcast, with Turnstile, once I was in, there was no way of getting out. And that's the same thing with all the investments we make. Once we're in, we can't really get out. And so we need to know that this is the right team to work with us and they want to, let us work with them. We also need to know that there is a path here to seeing some early signs of traction. Product market fit is a bit farther away from where we typically care about investing. Yes, we want to get there, but we know there's a lot of twists and turns that have to go along the way. And then we really want to pressure test the founders, through asking them, the strengths and weaknesses about their co-founders. We want to understand exactly how they think about the competition and the market, and also their vision. Where do they want to see this thing go to? It doesn't have to be something they need to execute on near term, but if they don't really have a vision of where they think this thing will be in the next like 4 to 5+ years, that's also a problem for us as well, because we know that there's going to be a lot of twists and turns along the way in building the business. But if we know what their vision is from the beginning and we align with that, that gives us hope that there's a way to get back on the path to getting to that vision, even if there's a bunch of roadblocks that inevitably will happen for sure during the
Yeah.
process.